If there's one thing in life that determines how people treat you, it comes down to two things: the way you dress and the way that you carry yourself. If you dress in a vulgar way, people will not take you seriously. It'll just inspire disrespect. Learning to dress in an elegant and classy way, from my experience, because you guys just see me on YouTube, comes with a lot of benefits. You're able to influence people more. You could ask for more wages when you're negotiating a deal. You could ask more from others in terms of how they should treat you. And if you're a woman, men will treat you like a queen. Now look, listen carefully. I formatted this video in a very specific way. This video is not like your typical top 10 tips that most people make. This one, we're first gonna cover the psychological component of why you should emphasize on dressing with glamour. If you master this, which a lot of women have, it'll open doors for you like you never would have imagined before. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the secret to a lot of the rich and powerful. And this power is accessible to you today. And if you don't, I'm closing the channel. Because you don't need to be rich to dress elegantly. I've dated women who were models and they were broke as hell. They looked like they were richer than me. The way that people treated them when I was around them, it wasn't just that they were beautiful, but just the way that people treated them. It was unbelievable. And even me, when I would go on a date with a woman and she was dressed in a classy, elegant way. And I'm gonna tell you a story of a woman who broke this law and how it affected the way I saw her. But when you dress like that, people would just start giving you things because they think you're somebody of high class. Even rappers understand this concept. A lot of rappers really are not that, don't make a lot of money, but they understand that if they look rich, if they look like they have a lot of jewelry, they could demand more from companies, they could demand more from people, and they could create the impression they're richer than they really are, and thus people will follow them. And that's why a lot of them, they get fake jewelry.
I used to put on fake jewelry because I used to understand about entertainment. You have to look like money to get money.
Wow, it's
I
very
used to
real.
put on fake jewelry, middle them off, just to get people even if they're gonna say, man, take that.
A lot of them don't get real jewelry because they understand that the point of the jewelry is just to create an effect. And because what we're leveraging here is what in psychology is called the halo effect. The halo effect pretty much is a cognitive bias in which our overall impression of a person influences our perception of their specific traits and characteristics. Essentially, if we have a positive impression of a person based on one aspect of their appearance or behavior, we are more likely to view them positively in other aspects as well, even if we have limited information about them. In the case of somebody who appears to be wealthy and of high class or even elegant and classy, the halo effect might lead other people to assume that they possess other positive qualities such as intelligence, confidence, or competence, even if there's no direct evidence to support the assumption. Humans have a natural need to believe, and humans have a need to stay consistent. So if you look like you have a high class, our natural bias is that high class also means that they're wealthy. High class also means that they're honest. People, this is just the halo effect of working on them, right? And so people would want to invest in you more. They want to give you more money. They'll want to invest in your company. Heck, even in a courtroom, a lot of rappers, you've seen some footage here, a lot of rappers who rap and look like gangsters in the courtroom, they start dressing like they're lawyers, right? Or even gangsters would start dressing like they're lawyers as well. And why? Because lawyers understand that dressing in a certain way will create that sort of halo effect. So this can lead, by applying this strategy, this can lead to preferential treatment or more positive interactions with others, as people may be more likely to be friendlier, more accommodating, and deferential to someone who they perceive as wealthy and of high class. These women that you'll see here are women who scam their way to being socialite, all because they apply these strategies, people.
Today we're talking about Anna Delvey, who for years tricked the New York party scene into thinking she was anyone but who she actually was.
Here's another example. All you need is just to look the part and have some confidence. Watch this. This girl conned her way as a social experiment to a bunch of high-end places, all because she just looked the part. And that's pretty much the power of having a royal way of dressing on a budget, which you guys can do. That the halo effect can be a double-edged sword, all right? I'm just gonna be honest, as it can lead to a negative assumption and stereotypes about people based on their appearance and other superficial factors. So that's why there's negative there's negative connotation to looking hood people. There's negative connotation to dressing bad. It's unfortunate, right? Because it comes to our history of racism, our history of discrimination. But those are the things that are real, and we have to avoid those landmines. Ladies and gentlemen, I made that mistake. Then the moment I knew I made that mistake was one time I was in Mexico, and one of my fans saw me drinking coffee on the floor. I was just drinking my coffee like this. And the coffee had an empty cup. Right? And you'll see the video. Watch the video.
You guys will never fucking guess what happened. I'm walking on the street in fucking Mexico City. I saw a guy sitting on the ground and I just assumed that he's homeless. I look at him and I'm like, what the fuck? It's fucking the toxic dating coach who I follow on TikTok. I love his work. And I'm like, Delexis! And he's like, what? And he thinks that maybe I know him or something. I'm like, no, I'm just a fucking fan. But Delexis, if you're watching this is me. I'm gonna tag you. I don't know how often you log onto TikTok like me. Nice to see you. Stay toxic, everybody.
And then she realized, oh my God, it's Father Alex. I'm like, what? But bitch, put the dollar back inside. What are you doing? She was like, I thought you were homeless. I'm like, do I look homeless? She was like, yeah, look at the way you're dressed. And I'm like, God dang it. You know, because me, I'm somebody who's relaxed. When I was younger, I just didn't care. I made the mistake of assuming that people would see my qualities through just me. And I was wrong, people. I was definitely wrong. Another thing I want to add before we begin with this list, look, you don't just want to look super feminine in the way that you dress. You also want to have some differences. You want to have more masculine way of dressing from time to time. And also you want to have a more feminine way of dressing from time to time. Mix it up. You want to give people different sides of your personality through the way that you dress. Me, the way that I am, I'm more of a spiritual person. I've always been my whole life, right? So the way that I dress is a little spiritual, right? With a hint of femininity. Why? Because, you know, I do have a little hint of femininity, even though I denied it when I was younger, but that was the truth. A perfect example is David Bowie. If you look at David Bowie, the way he dresses in every single scenario is different. And by just looking at his photo and his videos, you'll think he's a different person. And by him dressing differently, you'll assume he has different traits. And when you embrace learning to dress in different styles to reflect your uniqueness, you could create an overall enigmatic picture of yourself that's realistic and it's interesting. And the reason why it's interesting is because it naturally, some of the things that you wear are going to contradict how you come across on the outside world. In other words, we all have contradicting traits about us. And as a result, if you dress in a way that expresses yourself, you're gonna have some completely different outfits that give off a different impression of yourself, like David Bowie. And that gives you more depth, that makes you more interesting, more mysterious, and it makes people want to get to know you more. One day you dress elegant, one day you dress a little bit more masculine. One day you dress sporty, and the next day you dress more elegant. That keeps people guessing. They can never predict you, and as a result, they'll be more fascinated by you. So mix both of them up because it'll just make you look more excited, more fun, more interesting, more in-depth. Guys will resonate with that a lot more when you're able to mix the feminine and the masculine. So the first thing you have to understand about dressing in a classy way is that you have to exude the confidence first. You have to look like you are meant for something great, not arrogance, people. I'm not talking about arrogance. I'm talking about having a royal demeanor. What's a royal demeanor? How do you imagine a king talks? How do you imagine a queen talks? How do you imagine a queen moves? How do you imagine that a queen behaves? They behave in a regal manner. If they behave like the common folk, people will not respect them. People need to see the difference between you and everybody else. You need to keep a regality. Don't get all emotional, all angry, all trying to keep it real. None of that. People, ladies and gentlemen, no, none of that kind of stuff. You have to imagine that the whole world is watching you and judging you. And so every second of your day, you have to keep in mind to walk and behave in a regal way. There's no other option, because if you don't, once people get to know you, if you try to keep it too real, it'll destroy everything you try to build up. So that's the first thing. You have to exude that confidence, not arrogant, but confidence, and that comes through having a regal way. So that means when you sit with your back straight. When you eat in a polite way. When you move as though you are a king or a queen. When people talk to you and you respond, don't respond with a quick fidget. Respond with a slow movement, almost as though you have all the time in the world. And we could talk about how to project regality in another video by commenting in the comments down below. And if you think this video is providing you value, please smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't. And in order to achieve this, you have to believe that you are actually meant for greatness. If you believe at the marrows of your bone that you're meant for greatness, that you deserve greatness, that you deserve all of that, it'll radiate from within people. You have to believe it. This cannot be fake. You have to believe it. And if you can't do that, start practicing the law of attraction. Start imagining yourself how you're going to be 5 years from now, and believe in that vision so deeply that belief will radiate from within you. Now, the first thing is wearing neutral colors and monochromatic clothes, right? Neutral and monochromatic colors are considered classy and high fashion for several reasons, right? Firstly, they provide a timeless and sophisticated look that never goes out of style. It never goes out of style. Secondly, they are versatile and can be easily dressed up or down for almost any occasion. Thirdly, they are easy to mix and match with other colors and patterns, making them a staple for any wardrobe, right? That's what she used to tell me, the girl. Like this girl was like, she was this German girl from Frankfurt. And my God, like when I saw her, like we met at a bar, it was the way that she dressed, I didn't even know she was gonna say hi to me. Like it was unbelievable. And also, neutral colors such as black, white, gray, beige, and navy are considered classy because they exude a sense of elegance and simplicity. They are often associated with luxury and sophistication, as they are commonly used in high-end fashion and interior design, right? I have a teacher, his name is Lucas, amazing guy, by the way. He's an amazing guy. My favorite teacher, to be honest. Well, one of my favorite teachers. And I noticed that he dresses this way. He has this like classy way of dressing, right? So monochrome colors which are made up of shades of single colors and are considered high fashion because they create a cohesive and streamlined look. They are often used in minimalist fashion and design to create a clean and modern aesthetic. So overall, having those monochromatic and neutral colors are great because they're sophisticated, they're timeless, and they're versatile to wear and easy to wear. Okay, so that's the first thing. And also, if something has a lot of colors, a lot of the times they're gonna go out of fashion in 1 or 2 years. So it's better to, and also by wearing neutral colors, that means you could keep wearing them over the years. Like a peacoat, for example, me as a guy, or even me wearing a white t-shirt, it'll never go out of fashion. But at one point, wearing pink, when a bunch of dudes were wearing pink, I remember that. Like, I think it was like, I forgot who was a rapper, but that he was wearing pink. But a bunch of dudes were wearing pink. All of those high color, vibrant colors usually just go out of fashion. So there are some signs that you could predict that something that you're wearing is gonna go out of fashion. One, if it's too trendy. If a particular trend is everywhere and all over social media, it might be a sign that it's at its peak and could fall out of fashion soon, right? Two, it's too niche. If a style is too specific and limited to a certain group of people, right, or subculture, like just a bunch of them, like when people were wearing a bunch of roses, for example, may not be staying in power to become a large fashion trend, like the monochromatic colors, right? And also, if it's too closely associated with a certain period of time, if a style is too closely tied to a particular era or time period, it may become outdated or lose its relevance, right? And also, if it's not versatile, if you just cannot wear it in a versatile way, it's too limited in terms of versatility. It can only be worn in certain situations over certain pieces, okay? So it may not be staying in power for too long, so as a result, it's not something you want to wear because you might waste your money on something that is only in style for a short period of time. So one of the timeless pieces that you guys could wear consistently are little black dresses, right? Like a classic LBD that could be dressed up and down for any occasion pretty much, right? As long as you choose a simple and flattering cut, that will stand the test of time, that's totally fine. And also white button-down shirts. A crisp button-down shirt like I have could be versatile, can be used in almost any occasion. And you can purchase them at a secondhand store, at H&M. It could be worn with jeans, skirts, trousers, and it's perfect for both a casual and formal occasions. Look at me, like this is, I could wear this every single day. I'm like a cartoon character, people. Another one on trench coats, right? Well-fitted trench coats is a classic piece that just never goes out of style, right? Or purple pumps, not purple, I was thinking of Purple Rain. Black pumps, right? A pair of classic black pumps are timeless. Black pumps are high-waisted jeans, blazers, silk scarf, black leather jackets. All of these pieces are versatile and you can wear it under any occasion, right? So some ways that you could buy these clothes on a budget is to shop during sale seasons, right? Wait for the end of the season sale, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and any of those dates to be able to purchase clothes at an affordable price. And also shop at thrift shops. Everything that I buy is at a thrift shop. Now don't take me as an example, people, but the girl that I was dating, I'm not gonna mention her name, she pretty much bought everything at thrift shops, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Like that brown jacket that I used to wear, I don't know if you guys saw it, that was 20 bucks at a thrift shop. Unbelievable. It looked like I was wearing a bear, people. And also, the next thing is shop online as well, right? Online shopping could be a great way to do that. And also, shop on the off season, right? So shopping for clothes on off season is a good way simply because you can save money. For example, like buying a winter coat during the summer or spring so that you can wear it during the winter. That's a great way to save money on a budget. The fifth thing is accessories. Ladies and gentlemen, accessories has been a revelation for me. Accessories say so much about a person. Every king has accessories. And what's the most important accessory of a king and a queen? Her crown. People, I'm not saying they wear a crown. Okay, Sullivan, wear a fucking crown. No, Melissa, no crowns, okay? That's arrogant. You want the right accessories. And honestly, if you're gonna want to look like wear gold, get fake stuff, people, all right? Get fake stuff. Even rappers get fake gold, because all you're going after is the impression of elegance. When you wear elegance, people treat you differently. And also keep the accessories at a minimum. Don't make too much, don't wear too much accessory, just keep it at a minimum. Don't look like a rapper that just started out rapping. That just looks too much. Like when rappers wear a bunch of chains. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not in a music video here. 6, wear minimal makeup. The reason why wearing too much makeup does not look classy. And an example of that, again, people, I don't judge people who work in the streets, who are the P word, right? But what separates them between everyone versus a high quality one and a low quality one is how she dresses. It's as simple as that, how she dresses. And a lot of the time they just have too much makeup on. How do you know that's Lexus? I've never been one, to be honest with you. Not a street woman. I've never done that, people. You'll even see it, like high-end escorts dressed like the way that I'm telling you. And streetwalkers, that's what they call them, dress in colorful and like vibrant colors, because they're at night also and they want to stand out. But that general impression, if you see me with a girl with clear high heels, a very colorful skirt that's tight, and the clothes are colorful, versus see me with a girl with a dress that's that's beige or completely black or monotone or monochromatic, you're gonna think that she's more of a high-class woman. Just the impression of it. But that's just a fact. Wearing too much makeup, you want to have a light makeup. You want it to look effortless. It's all about effortless effort. Like, you cannot look like you put a lot of effort into your makeup. The next one is invest in quality over quantity. It's better to have a few quality, timeless pieces of clothes over having a bunch of clothes that you'll never wear or that have low quality. Invest in better quality clothes, even if the wardrobe is small, because you can mix it up in many different ways. Next one is no logos. One of the things you'll notice is that people who are actually high class, who have a lot of money and wealthy, they never wear logo stuff. Like, you'll look at their clothes and you'll think it's cheap. They'll wear a white t-shirt and the white t-shirt is like 300 bucks. Right? Because it's something that they understand before they know that the common folk is trying to signal wealth. But one of the ways to signal wealth is to not signal wealth. It's one of the paradoxes. Wearing too much label where it shows the label is tacky. It's like in human behavior. People who have confidence don't have the need to show that they have confidence. People who don't have confidence usually need to show you and tell you why they're confident. Why? Because deep down they don't believe it. So they need to hear somebody else say that you have confidence so that they can feel better about themselves. People who have new money always show it off with buying the most expensive cars, buying the most expensive jewelry. People who have always had money always reserve showing off their money, like Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. They never have items that show off their wealth. And that's how people have a innate understanding of those who are wealthy. They have a minimalistic way of dressing. They don't need attention because they already know they are what they are. Make sure that if you're gonna wear something with a label, make sure that it is subtle and not in your face. Also invest in a good handbag. Make sure that the handbag, like my mom, she has amazing handbags, and my mom, she dresses in a very classy way. I'm not gonna lie, my mom dresses like she's the Queen of England. Like, she really does. She's a classy lady. I used to frustrate her so much with the way that I used to dress, but it's because she's just a classy lady, right? And one of the things she always said and she always emphasized is a classy bag. Wear a classy bag. Make sure that bag is versatile and high quality. And if you don't know where to get one at a thrift shop, people. There's a bunch of thrift shops, especially thrift shops in New York City or where wealthy people live. You could buy a lot of expensive stuff at a huge discounted rate, okay? Now look, this is how you dress and to look high fashion on a budget, but just remember, people, it is important that what you are wearing is backed up with your attitude, all right? Don't get super, ladies and gentlemen, you have to act as though you are next in the throne. You have to act as though you have royal bearings. That is important. It is what will radiate from within. An example of what I just talked about, there was this one girl that I went out on a date with, right? And she was really nice. She looked nice in the photos. And she told me to meet her at a coffee shop. No, in front of a closed pharmacy. It was like 10 p.m. So as I'm walking to the pharmacy, I see an employee waiting. You know how the store was closed and it was dark. And so she was waiting. So I assumed, oh, look at that girl. She just got out of her 12-hour shift. And now she's waiting to get picked up. And this girl had a hoodie, like a gray old hoodie. And she had like just baggy shorts because she just came from the gym. It looked like she just came from the gym, you know. And she had a bag with her clothes on there too, you know. And as I'm waiting there, I text her. I was like, "Hey, where are you?" And then I hear the phone ring from the other girl, and it was my text. She was like, "It's me." I was dressed really nice, and you know, I really was dressed really nice, and she dressed like she just finished a 12-hour shift. I don't judge people. I'm not a judger of people. But the way I felt, I was like, yo, I put a lot of effort to dress really nice, thinking this is a Friday night, 10 p.m., we're going on a date. And here you are dressing like, so a part of me, I found it a little disrespectful because I'm like, you know, we're going to this restaurant. I didn't tell her why you dress like this. So I'm like, I was already taken off. I was like in my mind, I'm like, she's not trying to at least impress me, you know? So as I'm walking with her, you know, I was like, so how was your day? And she was like, nah, it was good. You know, I didn't do much today. And I'm like, I'm hoping she said maybe she just ran from home and maybe she was busy and this happened. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. And she was like, by the way, I gotta make a phone call. I gotta make a business phone call in 10 minutes when we arrive. So I'll just go outside and you wait inside. And I'm like, all right. Apparently this girl makes money. But what she did right there was so disrespectful, people. And I'm like, wait a minute, so you have a phone call? She was like, yeah. And I'm like, look, time out. My love, wait a minute. We stopped before even we entered the restaurant. And I was like, from what I remember, I said, look, you're really beautiful. In my mind, I'm like, you really are. But why, look at the way I'm dressed. I didn't even, I was like, you didn't even look like you made effort to look nice for this date. She was like, well, that's, you know, I just didn't feel like I needed to. I'm like, what? I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, Alexis, should you just leave this? Because clearly this girl's not even respecting you, because she has a phone call. She expects me to wait inside while she makes a phone call, you know? And I'm like, I tell her, like, you know what? Let's just do another day when you're more free. How about that? She was like, what? What do you mean? What, when we gonna go eat? And I'm like, you seem like you have a lot of things on your mind, and I prefer to do it another time, okay? She was like, what are you talking about? She was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, it seems like, and she was like, all right, whatever. And she just walked away. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm the one supposed to walk away, not you. But she gave off such a weird negative vibe, all because she just didn't make an effort to look nice. And I made that mistake on this channel too. A lot of you guys are watching this from a long time, and you're a real one. But I made that mistake where I wouldn't, I didn't think it was that important, but it is important, people. Those things do matter. Humans trust appearances more than reality. You have to dress the part. If you want the part, dress the part. Like I said, like an escort. If you want to be, the difference between a low end escort and high end, it's all about how she dresses and how much she asks. If you dress the part and you ask for a lot of money, you're gonna make a lot of money. It's how that works. Like, it's how it sounds like I'm an expert in the industry, but it's how that works. Like, if I have an escort, she's asking for $5,000, and she's dressing in Nike hoodies. I'm like, hell no, no way. But if she's dressed to the T, looks perfect, a lot of guys will consider that. Your worth is based on how you look on the outside, people. It's a superficial world, and we have to play by the rules and not resent it. All right, people. If you enjoyed this video and you ever want to work with me one-on-one, people, click on the description down below where it says work with me one-on-one, and you can watch a video where I tell you how to do it. Or if you want to purchase any of my courses, I have a bunch of courses for sale that relate to women who are single, women who are in relationships, or assertiveness training. Click on the description down below where it says purchase my courses. And I'm not gonna lie to you, people, if you buy any of those courses and it didn't work, tell me right now, comment right now and tell me, Alex, your courses don't work at all, and I'll respond. Right? Because I know these strategies that I teach work, okay? Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Follow me, or I'm closing the channel.